Today's video is sponsored by the Kit Collective. Get yourself your classic football shirts, all authentic, in the link down below. So here we go. This is it, the penultimate game of the series. Manchester City have made it to a Champions League final, somewhere we couldn't get to last year, knocked out in the semi-final. This year we made no mistake on penalties. Gianluigi Donnarumma, the hero, and he took us to a Champions League final. We'll face off against a fellow side from Britain. It is Celtic. How they have made it to the final, I don't know. What a performance from them to get here. As the two sides come out for this very, very special end to this very special European tournament. This is the pinnacle of European football. And Manchester City want to be the side on Pep Guardiola's final game as manager of Manchester City to come out on the right side of history, on top of things, and as winners, European champions once again. Well, there is the Manchester City side lined up and ready for this massive game in the UEFA Champions League final. The game is going to be an absolutely incredible one here. Look at how many Celtic fans from Scotland have come to watch this final. There's the Manchester City team, and we will run through the lineup here as Ruben Diaz applauds the Manchester City travelling faithful. The Celtic do the same as well. The biggest game of our season. So Manchester City start with Donnarumma in goal. It's Kusanov, Diaz and Vardiel a back three. Rodri, Reinders, Gibbs-White and Ryan Cherki a midfield diamond. HAALAND at the striker position with Bob and Rodrigo in the wide areas. They have returned with Diogo Furiashi, the captain. Hatate in that midfield. Greg Taylor and Ralston in the wide fullback areas. Kasper Schmeichel, the goalkeeper. It's a very strong Celtic side. One that's strong enough, of course, to get all the way to a Champions League final. Carter Vickers again here. Ralston onto the channel. Won by Vardiel. Straight back to Celtic. Opportunity for Diogo Furiashi here. He's past Ruben Diaz, the chance. Big save by Gianluigi Donnarumma. But a good chance for Celtic there. First chance falls their way. Vardiel header. But Arnold plays it through. Sliding his to Ruben Diaz. He's lucky not to give him a penalty. Luis Palmer. What a save by Donnarumma. Vardiel back to the goalkeeper, who clears it long and away. Pressing on Schmeichel, sent long again. Vardiel heads it down and through towards Oscar Bob. He won't get there. And Kyogo's gone early. And Kyogo's onside. And Diogo Furiashi! What a miss by the captain in the final. Celtic should have the lead there. Ball comes through, Kyogo onside. On to Gianluigi Donnarumma. Donnarumma smothers it. Kyogo puts it wide. What a miss. And two amazing chances so far for Celtic in the final. Wide to Oscar Bob, and fullback Greg Taylor stays with him. Gibbs-White. Morgan Gibbs-White here in the Champions League final. City's first shot of the game. And Morgan Gibbs-White goes and puts it in the back of the net. What a massive goal from Morgan Gibbs-White in the Champions League final. Massive goal. First shot of the game. Gibbs-White wide to Bob. Back to him. And a good bit of space. Takes it, hits it, finishes it. Gibbs-White gives Manchester City the lead, and he scores in a Champions League final. That pass to Vardiel. City play himself into trouble there. Celtic play it back. Cherki. Top to HAALAND here. He's in. He's offside. If he could stay onside there, Erling Haaland. Cherki has found him brilliantly. Towards Reinders. And through to Rodrigo. And oh, cut out by Carter Vickers just. Vardiel wins it back again. Gibbs-White. Cherki. Down the box. Cherki tried to just do a bit of skill there. Couldn't do. Half-time. City 1. Celtic 0. It is a Morgan Gibbs-White goal. There's a difference in the Champions League final. Oh, they're playing it around dangerously. Good play by Celtic round the corner here. Why'd they go? Cross comes in. It's poked in. Diving header. Loops up and over. Gianluigi Donnarumma's bar. And behind to Oscar Bob, who's onside. Gibbs-White again here. It's Gibbs-White again here. Good save. And the keeper might go in his own net. Cleared away. Down to Rodrigo. Oh, he turned into trouble there, the Brazilian. Adil can't stop the counter. Trusty. Over top. Celtic 2-on-1 here. Palmer. Kuriogo. Diaz and another save by Gianluigi Donnarumma. I have to say, I feel a little bit sorry for Celtic. They've been really good today. Foden. In behind to Doku. Control for Celtic. Doku. Skips past one. Doku down! And I think that could be a penalty for Manchester City. Good improvement by Doku. Good involvement from Doku. And what an impact off the bench he could have had there. Celtic are pleading here. Is it a penalty? It is a penalty. Erling Haaland versus Kasper Schmeichel. Haaland steps up. Haaland dinks it down the middle in the Champions League final. Panenka penalty to have us lifting that Champions League trophy. What absolute unbelievable confidence, self-confidence for Erling Haaland to step up in the Champions League final and to lift it down the middle. That is special. And he's a special player, Erling Haaland, and from the spot, makes no mistake. Right down the middle, as calm as you like. Erling Haaland puts that in the back of the net. It's Gibbs White again. It's Gibbs White at the post. Mamouche. Haaland. Gibbs White. Back onto Haaland here. Pulled it back to Morgan Gibbs White into the hands of Schmeichel. But that is it. That's the full-time whistle. That is finally what we wanted to do in this series. Done in Season 2. Pep Guardiola's last ever game as a Manchester City manager. And he goes and picks up the Champions League trophy. A 2-0 win over Celtic in the final. You can see what it means to these players. And the feeling and the views you see, the scenes you see, the emotion. That is something that we cannot let go. And by that I mean, yes, we've done this today. Yes, that we've achieved that. Yes, it's Pep Guardiola's last game as manager of Manchester City. We're Champions League winners. But we cannot let that feeling go. We've got to be back here in the future. And we have got to do it again. Because this has been an insane achievement for this Manchester City side. So enjoy it. Drink it in. Manchester City Champions League winners once again. But we're not done here. There's another season coming. And in that season, there's going to be a new man at the helm of this City side. It's going to be strange to not see Pep Guardiola in charge. But someone else will take over. Someone else will be the main man at Manchester City. Thank you for watching. But this isn't over yet. We do need to reveal our new manager. And that is coming up next. By the way, look at those stats. Celtic, how unlucky can you be? They performed like we've done all season. But in the end, City came out on top. And here is the big news, the episode. With Pep Guardiola departing after the UEFA Champions League final, Manchester City announced Simeone Inzaghi, former Inter and Al-Hilal manager and Lazio manager, as Pep Guardiola's successor. The Italian joins Manchester City on a 2-year contract and takes over this City side to hopefully continue the continued success we have had. We are now European champions once again. He has got pedigree of getting to European finals, hasn't he? He's played in one as a manager or managed in a final against Manchester City. He's got everything you want to be the Manchester City manager. He's heavily experienced. He's someone who we've decided on because of his experience, because of his pedigree, because of the level he is already at. And he's certainly a man that these experienced City players will respect. I'm sure there'll be big changes coming. I'm sure there's players that he will decide to move on, and I'm sure there's big names that Inzaghi decides don't fit his side. But he is the new Manchester City manager. Season 3 coming soon. We'll see you guys next time.